Good evening. You're watching the Daily Tism, news by and for autistic people. Bless their little hearts. Our top stories tonight. In Wigan, a friend who politely asked about your special interest is unaware they've committed the rest of their life to hearing about it. In Birmingham, an autistic woman has been hailed as inspirational after saying, "Screw the planet." In Wandsworth, a state funeral has begun for an autistic woman's favourite bowl.
They should never have done an open casket. This just seems wild.
And in Sutton Coldfield, an autistic man is experiencing intense internal torment because he wants to impress the tradesman.
He's here to do a job, nothing more.
But if your friend were in the house, show him precious things and he become friend, yes.
You alright? Oh, nothing. It's nothing. I'm nothing. Okay.
But first, some breaking news. An autistic astronaut stranded on Mars has announced that she's not coming back. In a statement released today, British astrophysicist Dr. Kelsey Dacey explained that she would rather spend the rest of her life in space than live one more day on Earth. Listen to that. Just listen. Nothing. Silence. It's perfect. I've got all the funky little rocks I could possibly want, and I finally have an excuse to miss family dinners. Why would I ever come home? Sure, the Wi-Fi on Earth's a little bit better, but I've got this alien friend who naturally emits radio waves from the top of his head. So now I just coax him over with little blocks of cheese and he lets me plug him into my laptop. Suddenly I'm watching Married at First Sight from the comfort of my dormant volcano.
It's a rather unusual situation. We've never had anyone refuse to come home before, but Dr. Dacey insists that Mars is the first workplace she's ever worked in that's genuinely autism friendly.
Don't talk about me. In fact, don't even think about me. If you even try and bring me home, I'll slash the tyres on the Mars rover. I'll gut that little piggy. In Morden, a polyamorous autistic man has realised that he likes scheduling and tracking more than he enjoys banging his partners. In Norwich, an autistic woman is making up for her lack of eye contact by occasionally staring into people's souls. And in Thrapston, a woman without autism will never lead an abnormal life. That and more after the break. And please bear in mind that advertisers do want you to buy things, so ads may contain wild, unrealistic promises that autistic viewers could take at face value.
You're impossibly fast at logic-based puzzles. Your skin is boiling hot, even when it's freezing out. You don't go out into the sunlight. And sometimes you speak like you're from another time.
Forsooth, I do not know what thou meanst by any of that.
Aren't you going to eat anything?
I'm on a special diet.
You've got to give me some answers.
I'd rather hear your theories.
I've considered BPD, bipolar.
Yeah, that tracks.
Say the word out loud. Say it.
Person with autism.
Maybe try again.
Person suffering from autism.
Autistic.
I just want to try one thing.
You need to see what I look like in the sunlight.
This is why we don't show ourselves. People would know we're different.
You're beautiful.
You better hold on tight, spider monkey. Maybe you could walk for a bit.
No, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Wow, that super strength is totally gone.
Welcome back. In Bradford, an autistic man has been sentenced to 2.5 weeks of holiday with no chance of parole. 35-year-old Ryan Wilkins has appealed his punishment on the grounds that, "But all my things are at home." In Taunton, an autistic man caught in his neurotypical friend's discussion about autism has managed to get a word in. Against all the odds, 40-year-old Dexter Livingston managed to interject with a single utterance.
Wasn't a thing at all, no. No, everyone's got to have a thing. The television is a big part of it.
It's the cool thing as
And
well.
the phone as well.
Yeah, like one person
But
says,
everyone's got to
I've
have
got
a thing now, you know,
spectrum.
dyslexic,
Everyone's on a
dyspraxic.
spectrum.
Everyone's a little
That's
bit.
what's
You
good,
know, and I feel
everyone.
like that's
Everyone's
like
included, I
people
agree.
are
That's
very-
not good enough.
You never
You
used
get
to
that.
have this.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
Well, no, and then when they start saying, "Oh, my clothes itch,"
Yeah,
I can't eat cheese, I
they
can't
come
eat
in
white
and
food.
And in positive news, your childhood bully has birthed a really ugly baby. Like proper uggo. 30-year-old Becky Armitage took to Instagram this week to announce the arrival of an infant generously described as beautiful.
Mummy loves you. You're the most beautiful baby in the world.
That and more after we hear from Stuart over on our science desk.
Our top science stories tonight. Researchers have discovered the world's first neurotypical cat. Autism academics are to begin simply peering through autistic people's windows. Dirty perverts. So that's filthy. You shouldn't do that, because autistic people have got genitals. And finally, scientists have announced that a new autism diagnostic scale will measure if you're similar enough to this random woman's autistic nephew. The new criteria will determine if patients sufficiently resemble 6-year-old Finlay Rice, who loves fire trucks and fart jokes. In Ashford, Kent, researcher and autism aunt Dr. Liz McHodge filled us in on her innovative new test.
I developed the test in response to people claiming to have autism despite being nothing like my nephew, who really has autism. None of them showed any interest in putting mud into the freezer and claiming it was chocolate ice cream, and none of them jumped onto my back yelling, "You are the ambush." The little train boy test will weed out any fakers, unlike Finlay, who will never have a normal life. He can't even say the word yellow.
Devastating stuff. From all of us here at the studio, we wish Finlay a speedy recovery. In Riddlesdown, an autistic woman has finally uncovered who has been sabotaging her this whole time. In Portsmouth, legal proceedings have begun against a baby who failed to provide reasonable adjustments for her father's noise sensitivity. 4-month-old Mary Walker issued the following statement. And in international news, office supply companies have reported a worldwide paper shortage after an autistic man listed every possible qualifier and caveat on an autism assessment form. 32-year-old Gavin Monk spent 3 months writing the document, which has reportedly wiped out the last remaining rainforest.
I slightly agree that I prefer visiting museums to going to the theatre. This is based on my previous 10 visits to museums and my previous 5 visits to the theatre. For clarity, I have omitted my visit to the Justice Museum in Nottingham, which featured live actors, as I felt this encompassed both categories. But if this information is helpful, I probably enjoyed the theatre aspect of the experience slightly less than the museum.
And in Derby, an autistic woman has bravely consumed a slightly different ready meal. 29-year-old Emma Bernard was forced to forego her regular spinach and ricotta tortelloni, which was sold out, in favour of a supposedly identical spinach and ricotta tortelloni from a neighbouring supermarket.
I mean, it was disgusting, but if I can chew and swallow a bit of pasta with a marginally different mouthfeel, horrid grainy bits, and a weird tangy aftertaste, I can do anything. I could even try parkour.
Our final stories after the break. For any ADHDers out there, we appreciate this show is on the longer side, so please make sure you have someone with you to fill you in on the bits you missed while you were looking at your phone.
Do you want to ask for a raise, but you're worried about getting in trouble? Do you want to assert your needs, but you're concerned the person you're talking to will feel trapped by the act of you asking a question? Not anymore. Try the new No Worries If Not from FML. With No Worries If Not, you can come across as cool and breezy while secretly dying inside. No more do you have to face the horrors of asking for something like you think you're the sort of person who would deserve a thing. No worries if not. You've asked, but not really. Buy it now.
And no worries if not.
Welcome back. In Shoreditch, an autistic stand-up comedian with light and noise sensitivity is regretting his career choice. In Crawley, an ADHD man is so busy trying to look like he's listening that he hasn't heard a single bloody word you're saying.
Just keep nodding. That's it. Oh, not too much. Not that dog from the insurance ad. Okay, right, we've got an attempted eye contact. Just look between her eyes. Okay. Oh, wow, those brows need plucking. Maybe I could do it without her noticing. Oh, shit, I think that was a joke. Do the thing that your face is supposed to do. You know, where the corners of your mouth go upwards.
Just such a loss, you know. My dad died in 2013, but the cancer really, it took him before that, you know.
Oh, no.
And in Farnham, an autistic woman doesn't know why she always sounds sarcastic. 28-year-old Natasha Weaving tries to sound earnest and encouraging, but inevitably sounds like she's taking the piss.
I'm so happy for you. Like, I'm so happy for you. That's great. Yo, that's crazy. Go you. Girl boss. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. 10 out of 10. Really, really good.
And now our final story of the evening. In Pemberley, an autistic man is unsure of why his crush dislikes him, following an offhand comment at a ball. 28-year-old Fitzwilliam Darcy's proposal of marriage to 20-year-old Elizabeth Bennett was inexplicably rejected after he was overheard telling a friend that she was not handsome enough to tempt him.
Everyone misunderstood me, as usual. Simply said that Elizabeth wasn't handsome enough for me to dance with because I hate parties. Elizabeth would have to be at least a 12 for me to dance with. She's clearly a 10 at best. I still don't understand why she rejected my marriage proposal.
Maybe it's because he proposed by spelling out every reason not to marry me.
How could she not realise it was simply witty repartee? Yes, I insulted her family, her entire personality, and her generally, but we had exchanged at least 7 fleeting glances. We met.
Well, that's all we've got time for. We hope you've enjoyed this evening's show, and if not, please rewatch it with a volume set to an even number, or, in a worst case scenario, a multiple of 5. Good night. Ooh.